Jordan Elliott is an interior D lineman. I believe it was Thomas Morgan who mentioned him to me first. I might be wrong on that. I apologize if I am. But I did want to say a public thank you to Thomas for purchasing one of the albums that I did. That means a lot to me, so thank you very much, Thomas. As we get into his film, it strikes me that he is a player that could be flying under the national radar a little bit, and I really like the prospect. Something you'll notice pretty early when you watch Jordan Elliott is that he comes off the ball high, tends to stand straight up at the line of scrimmage, which is not ideal. Typically, the strange thing about that is you seldom see him either lose ground or lose sort of one-on-ones with a lineman. In this case, he's lined up at, looks like square right over the guard. You can see him win the hand position battle. Even though he stands up straight here and he's got powerful hands, you can see him shock the guard back, finding the ball carrier. Watch his eyes, always like that. He's able to shed and force the back further outside, and other players get in on that tackle. But he definitely stands up directly at the line, and he definitely beats the dickens out of that guard there. We'll start this in the middle. This is Elliott engaged here. Watch him finding the back. Yeah, he really disrupts this play. We'll look at it from the onset. You'll note that they line him up a lot of different spots on the interior. Here he's a shade of the center. And if you look, it's real subtle. We'll watch the play first. The opposition runs a counter call. They pull the guard in the tackle. And he comes off the ball here, and you see it's really subtle, but this wide receiver-esque head fake, shoulder fake up front here, and it causes the guard coming off the ball to whiff. And he gets in the backfield so quickly, he blows up this pulling tackle here, completely disrupts the timing there. You can see powerful hands there. He gets underneath that tackle, shoves him into the path of the back, and slows the back there. So interesting how he gets off the ball here. See that real subtle little head fake? You see him? That move causing this guard to come off the ball, whiff, and it looks like he comes through on block, but it's because of that move at the line of scrimmage. Just blows up that puller, and a really good play against the run here. Here's a look at Jordan at 3-tech. Much better coming off the ball so far as his pad level. Love how he's able to shed there. I really like how he's able to stay square to the line of scrimmage while holding up, not moving, right? Basically kind of control that gap and slide with the guard as he finds the ball carrier in the backfield. Violent hands here, very easily sheds here, is able to come off that guard, and watch the guard at the end of the play get up. You know, he knows, you can tell by his body language that he got handled there. Watch that again. He's at nose guard here, taking on the center. You can see the center really, you know, if you look at just purely at leverage hand position, the center's in a really advantageous position here to move him. But you can watch Jordan. He does not get moved a muscle here in terms of the line of scrimmage. Cannot be moved here. And I think what you're seeing is just, and see him as he's engaged, kind of sliding to his right. But I think you're seeing really strong kind of lower back, hips, and quickness here. You see that left hand rip down, and then he's able to kind of shed this center here, even though the center, as I said, comes off the ball, really in a good position to have him moved. And I think it's impressive how Jordan doesn't, as I said, he doesn't move an inch off the line of scrimmage there. Eyes go immediately to the backfield. He has a plan when engaged here. How to get off, how to find a ball carrier, stops him for a loss in the backfield. Very good hand fighter, you know, in the run game and in the pass game. Very often he's double teamed. You see him doubled here. And you see him here, real big, powerful hands. The tackle's going to reset, or the center, excuse me, is going to reset. Try to drive him. Watch him dip his shoulder there. That little rip could be called a hold, perhaps. Does not make the play, but I like what this shows us about him holding up on the line of scrimmage against a double team, getting off a block, how hard he works. Big, powerful hands there to just toss that lineman. And then before the lineman can reset and drive block him, he's able to scoot inside of him. Watch it again. He's not super explosive off the ball, but he is really, really consistent with his hands. A little late off the ball there, and but gets these strong arms into the lineman, and he reestablishes the line of scrimmage here instead of the other way around. Doesn't move. He moves the guy across from him, finds the ball, squeezes down the line of scrimmage, and he gets in on this play. This is a quarterback counter with the guard and the tackle pulling. Nice call. He gets washed. And I've seen this twice with him just in the 3 or 4 games I've watched where he'll get washed on a down block. Some of that is perhaps play recognition, him just being fooled here. I think a lot of it is just him being a little late off the ball and this tendency to play high and the tackle really getting into him and off the ball early. But I've seen that twice on tape. You wouldn't particularly notice him on this play. It's a sweep around to Edwards here, and he's just kind of chasing. But watch his hands here. Watch him find the ball as he's engaged. He has that ability, but as soon as he contacts, gets his hands inside, but as soon as he contacts this guard coming off the ball, pop. Watch what happens. So he's finding Edwards at this point as he's engaged. Consistently winning the inside hand position and shocking guys. And watch him just kind of shed that guard. Watch what happens to him. He's consistently whooping guys. Watch it again. One more look at him in the run game. I'm getting more and more impressed by him. And one of the things you notice is he's kind of routinely whooping guys. Watch him hold up here. Watch him work with his eyes to find this ball carrier through all this mess. And watch what happens to the guard he's engaged with here. Watch him shed at the last second here. Find his way through this trash. There's the guard right there. And watch him make a stop on the ball carrier. Let's get into him as an interior pass rusher. Looks like he's right at 2 here, right over the guard. Very good with his hands. Very good with his hands against the run and rushing the quarterback. See him come off the ball and shock the guard here. He's routinely winning the inside hand position, pops him, knocks him back. And then watch this lean with his inside leg. Really sells that. The guard's going to buy that. Kind of set inside, even lunge a little, but I love how seamlessly he transitions from that inside jab to this swatting or clubbing of the hand, and then swim with the left hand and bend, and then finish. Just a lot of great subtlety there in his pass rush. A lot of power early and a lot of nuance later in the rush. I'm impressed with how he uses his hands and how seamlessly he strings moves together. You see him beat the guard inside here and swats the hands away, swims, and gets a hit on the quarterback. All very quick, all very seamless. Comes out of a 3-point here. He gets into and under the tackle. You can see, again, that jolt in his hands, that rip to get free. And that's really what I want to mention, is it isn't just a bull rush that he's kind of blindly rushing the quarterback with. You can see he's attentive to the quarterback and to rushing lanes, and it seems like he can get off blocks when he wants to get off blocks in good measure. Uh, to It's one thing to be able to bull rush, get into a guy, move him a little bit back, but if you stop your feet, and if you can't get off the blocks, it doesn't do a whole lot of good. And that is something I see as a strength of his, that ability to seemingly get off the block when he wants to, and to find the rush lane or the ball carrier. Watch him come off the ball here, play with great leverage, and really move this guard. Um, I just I love how he has a plan and how intuitive he is putting these moves together. So you see that again. Here's that really, really strong bull rush, kind of getting double teamed here by the center. Watch him combat that. Rips down and kind of gets skinny. See that dip, that lean and that dip to split two linemen here. Really, just really liking this rush. I've seen him employ a spin move a couple times on tape, and we'll see that here, but pay attention to his hands. Kind of how he sets it up, and again, how he strings, for a big guy, he's just really stringing moves together nicely. Um, let's see, kind of works right at the guard, works inside, kind of a swim, clubs that arm, then into the spin, and he's clear at that point. The quarterback's been flushed. But again, what I really like is how effortlessly he is able to string moves together.